Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Momentum Chat. I am Majida Bay, your financial conductor.
And I am John Epstein, life and financial strategist. Glad to be with you again.
Absolutely. And today we are going to be talking. This is week 4 of our ABCs of Wealth series. And we are going to be talking about the letter D. So, hey, make sure that you like this, share it with a friend, stay tuned, and be ready to take some copious notes, right? We're going to get started in just a moment.
That's right.
Good evening once again. Once again, I am Majida Bay, your financial conductor. I help parents and professionals get on the right financial track and become someone both their parents and children can be proud of. And I'm joined as always by mentor, colleague, coach,
Friend.
Mr. John Efting. Friend, yes. Mr. John Efting Jr., life and financial strategist, senior financial broker with over 20 years of experience in the financial services industry, and just a wonderful man, father, husband, all of that. Welcome, John. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Just had a great meeting with one of my new guys and having fun, getting refocused. I'm kind of reinventing myself a little bit, I guess.
Good stuff.
So that's always fun. It's always fun. Yeah. You don't want to get caught in a rut in your life. So
I agree. That's
yes,
good.
yes. But I'm excited to do this, man. It's funny. I'll be looking forward to these Tuesdays. Is that weird?
No, I'm glad you do, right? I don't have to be on here by
Okay.
myself.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I don't want to get on. I'd be like, man, I could go, go on a date with my wife or whatever. Like she's actually not doing anything right now. So it's like, dang, I could be. But no, I think it's better that we make an impact on some other people and give some knowledge. If we only just touch one person, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the trickle effect. I saw a cool thing on Instagram where a guy threw something in the water and the waves. And he said it's the trickle effect, and that's how life is. And I believe that's true. So let's get in it, man. D, how about
Yeah.
you though? How was your week? How's things going? How are the kids?
They're good. They're good. They're getting big, keeping me busy. I actually asked my grandma to keep them tonight just so I could take care of some things I need to take care of personally, having some
Okay.
physical ailments. So I need to take care of those.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, that's good.
But I love that we do this weekly, just because I think for me it helps to build a muscle, right? Like just building that consistency of doing something
I can agree
right
with
over time. And
you.
so today actually ties into that a little bit because we're talking about the letter D, right, in wealth, and we're talking about discipline
Oh,
with your dollars,
oh
right,
my God.
right.
You basically
So
said a cuss word. Discipline is a cuss word.
I felt like that at times. Like I don't need
I did
discipline,
too. I did.
but it's so important, right? So in the description I have here, right? Does money seem to slip through your fingers, right? Do you wonder where it went, like you say all the time? How does discipline with money impact other areas of your life, right? It's been said that the pain of discipline weighs ounces, while the pain of regret weighs tons. And so we want to talk today about disciplining our dollars in order
Mm-hmm.
to build wealth. So first, let's define discipline. How would you define discipline, John?
Okay. How I would define discipline, right? Uh, short term burst, a short term burst. See, I come from a different way of thinking, I guess you would say. I don't believe God ever wanted us to be disciplined. I think the purpose of discipline is to create a habit.
Mm,
So it only takes some people look at me. I'll use me. Was say I'm disciplined because I go to the gym every day.
yeah.
Now the gym is a lot more than just the gym for me. It's therapy, right? It does so many things. Trust me, I couldn't even do this talk right now if I didn't go to the gym. Seriously, because it actually boosts something in your brain. It's a whole chemical thing that happens in your body when you work out, right? But I'm not disciplined anymore. It's just a habit now.
Yeah.
I was disciplined X number of years ago, the first 21 days. At this point, it's just a habit. I don't even know how not to go. I even go on my rest days. I'm supposed to rest a certain day. And I'll just get not bored, but actually it's not even bored. I know what it is. I'll have something on me. I'll have a lot on my mind, a lot on my stuff I have to work out, plan out, or sometimes I got to deal with people, personnel issues.
Mm-hmm.
The gym releases me of the stress of it, and also I think of the right way to approach it. I'm just clearer in the gym. Like I should run all of my meetings from the gym. I'm just clear. I'm so clear in there. It's ridiculous. I'm clear. Sometimes I'm not clear about my workout, but I'm clear about everything else. It's like, yeah, I get to the gym and like, it's leg day. Dang, what are we going to do? Right? But then I do it. So discipline, here's the simple, right? Discipline is really so you can create a habit because what you do daily determines who you become permanently. And that's the purpose of discipline. So when we're talking about disciplining your dollars, this is really a short-term thing.
Yeah.
It really is. Really. I know it sounds so weird. I remember when I finally got to a specific place financially, right? And my advisor, one of my advisors, if you will. So I came from a mindset that I didn't believe in debt. I wouldn't do debt at all, right? Debt is bad, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, of course, there's different mindsets behind that. But at that time, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was almost a sin. Okay. I remember getting to this financial place. And my advisor, now now let me say this. My advisor isn't really an advisor. He's somebody I trust financially.
Yeah.
He's not an advisor. I'm the advisor. I'm the one with the licenses and working the field. He happens to not even be in the field. He does something totally different, right? But I trust him because of how well he's done with his money.
Mm-hmm.
And we came from a mindset that debt is bad. I remember getting to a place financially where he was like, man, if you went and leased a car or you got a credit card, no big deal. I was like, huh? He was like, what? He said, you're past that now.
Yeah.
You're past where you have to not do. And then it caught me. I was like, that's the purpose. I was disciplining myself to create a habit that I didn't want to be in debt. So having a credit card and paying it off every month is totally different than having a credit card with a $12,000 balance.
Absolutely.
It's
No,
two totally
makes
different
sense.
things. Leasing a car under my company, I don't do that, but I might. I'm not going to tell you no story. Right? I've had my eye on a Aston Martin for a bit now, and a Bentley Flying Spur. The 2020 came out, and I never liked Bentley at all. The 2020 Flying Spur, I just like how big it is. It's sexy and it's fast. Ooh, that just does something for me. But the purpose of us disciplining ourselves all those years ago was to get to a place where we almost don't need to discipline ourselves because we already got great habits.
Awesome.
Right? So same thing with budgeting, believe it or not. If you do
Yeah.
right budgeting for a period of time, disciplining yourself, disciplining your dollars, you're going to get to a place, right, that you almost don't need to budget because it's innate in you. You don't know how not to be responsible and not go too far. You don't know how not, like I don't know how not to go to the gym. Like what do you like I have a friend who comes in once a month. He comes here to visit his daughters, and I love this guy, but when he comes, he stays at my house for a day or two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me not, and I always mess with him. You coming to the gym with me tomorrow morning? No, I ain't going. Like, what? Right? But he don't want me to go. Right? Like, that's not happening, bro. I'm working out.
Yeah.
Right? Trust me, you want me to work out, so I'll snap your neck. Right? at some point, it's certain things you just don't know how not to do.
Yeah, like brushing your
Like,
teeth. Right.
well, we hope, right?
Right.
Some of y'all done got slack because of these masks, but
Mm.
somebody was standing behind me in the store recently. Oh my God, it was Sam's. It was Sam's
Mm.
Club. And I was like, oh my God, they got to put their mask back on. And I don't even stand in the line in Sam's, right? I just, it would just happen to be this, like, what do you call it? Congestion in this
Mm-hmm.
one aisle, right? Because I scan my little app to buy everything in Sam's, and then I'm out, man. I don't stand in no line. Side note, Costco need to come out with that. Just in case somebody from Costco is listening in.
Good stuff.
That's
Oh
my
no.
interest. At least that's my identity. What do you believe? What do you believe what is discipline to you?
I would agree to what you said, and also, just to add on to that, the idea of doing what you may not want to do
Mm-hmm.
temporarily to get the result that you want to get, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of back to that, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, right? Like it might be tough to like roll out of bed at 4:30 in the morning,
Woo!
but who I become as a result of doing that daily
Yeah.
is greater value than the sleep, right? The loss of
Absolutely.
sleep. And
Yeah.
so,
Well, let me say something on that because now I'm rounding 50,
mm-hmm,
right? And I used to say some stupid stuff when I was younger and immature. Stuff like, "Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I need to grind, 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 grind." Yes, if you're on here and you're not a grinder, yeah, you need to grind. Maybe you should lose some sleep as a punishment for you being lazy.
mm,
I'm just gonna say it the way it probably need to be said, right? But I am understanding now, coming up on 50 years old, which is still very young, the importance of sleep.
absolutely.
Like the importance of my sleep now affects my weight loss journey.
Mm,
It affects the clarity of thought. There was a time, and I've played with this for years. There was a time people always say, "Oh, you need 8 hours of sleep." Okay. There was a time when I was no good at 8 hours.
mm,
I was lethargic. Listen to this. I was lethargic at 8 hours, but I was prime at 6.
mm.
I could get 6 hours and go longer in my day
Yeah.
if I had got 8. Okay. This past year, actually, we'll say the beginning of this year, I realized my number's not 6 no more. Now it's 7. Not 8,
Mm.
not 9, not 6. If I get 7, I am prime. I jump out the bed. 6 or 8, I'm cranky. I might say something crazy to you. Seriously, seriously. But 7, I don't know why. But I pay attention to my body,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's something you got to do. Same thing with paying attention to your finances. Same thing with paying attention
Absolutely.
to your relationships. I just noticed anything ignored deteriorates.
Right.
Anything you focus on improves. Good or bad. Good or bad. So anything you focus on improves. Now, when I say the word improve, you might think, "Oh, it's all good." No, if you focus on negative stuff, you'll get more of that.
Yeah.
You'll see the world through those lenses, if that makes any sense. So, thought I'd just
No.
give some insight there.
No, it absolutely does. And, to that point, when you're talking about disciplining your dollars, disciplining your finances, oftentimes we feel like we need more, right? Or if I
Yeah,
just need more money. But
yeah,
if you learn how to discipline yourself with little, then that habit translates to when you get more, right? Money's
perfect.
a magnifier, right? It's only going to
Perfect.
make you more of who you already are, right? It's going to reveal you to
Yes.
yourself. And
Yes.
so, if I'm disciplined with 20,000 a year or 50,000 a year, if I'm making a quarter million, half a million, right? I've developed discipline, the muscle of putting my money where it needs to be to work for me versus working
Absolutely.
against me. And
It's
so
people always say, oh, if I had more, I'll save more. No, you won't. If I had more, I'll give more. No, you won't. If you're not giving to the organizations I give to now, you ain't gonna give it to them when you got $10,000 more a year. You're just not, right? And you said it perfectly. It's a magnifier. It reveals you. Some people, I've heard it for years, especially where I grew up. Money changed people. No, it don't. It revealed them. Yeah, because money is merely a tool.
Yep.
Right? So some people do good things with tools, and some people do bad things with tools. Some people take bricks and throw them through windows. Some people take bricks and build orphanages.
Yeah.
Build homeless shelters. Right? The brick is the brick. It
So we
don't
do
know no better. It's just
Yeah.
about how you gonna use it. Right? So same thing with money. Right? If you was a selfish person before you had money, you just gonna be more of a selfish person. Like you said, magnified. If you were a giver, loving, take care of people before you had, you know these people. You know these people who damn near got nothing, but they're always trying to do for other people. You know them people?
Yeah.
Right?
I've been one of them.
Let me tell you one. Let me tell you one. My wife. Now don't get me wrong, I am too, but I'm the one that got to throttle her back on that. Right? It's like, hold on. Right? But I love that about her. I remember we were. Yeah, I am gonna say at this time we were struggling. You remember them little commercials that used to come on in the middle of the night? I'm never up this late no more, but feed the children. I don't know. That stuff still come on.
I don't know.
We don't have cable, so I
don't
know.
have cable either.
We don't have cable, right? We got Disney Plus and Hulu, I think, right? But anyway, every time I looked around on our bank statement, it was us feeding the children, right? Or there's another one where you adopt a kid in some other country because she went to some Christian concert and they were there signing them up, right? And what's the funny thing is we still do this stuff, but but back then we were struggling. Like, why are you feeding all the children? Right? Cool thing we can do it. We can do it now. We've sent letters to the kids and send them gifts and packages, and that stuff's fun. But those are the type of people. So when those people get a bunch of money, guess what? They're gonna do that. They're just gonna do it at a higher level. That's all my wife does now is a higher level, and it's more. It's more. We're not feeding the children now. Now we're trying to rescue human trafficking victims. Now that's the big one. That's the one that actually that's the one that take all of my focus. Like it's like, yeah, which is sad because I should really be thinking more of spreading the gospel, but I'm so pissed off that somebody would think that they can just take a woman or take a child and just sell them in not on my watch. So it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little pumped up about that.
Oh no, it's good.
And like, who do these people think they are, right? But it's happening rampant, and it's almost going undetected. Nobody's talking about it. We talking about stupid stuff. We talking about I don't even want to name nothing because I know I'm gonna piss somebody off. Stuff that just came across my head. It's the stuff that's like in the news all the time right now. So yeah, I know I'm gonna piss somebody off if I say it, but that's the stuff that's distracting us from the real stuff. And I think that's a strategy of our media to distract us.
I came across this, or I was listening to a podcast, and they referenced this book called Hate Inc. And it speaks to how like the media is designed to like make us hate each other, right? Like you know, to build this type of animosity and
separate us.
Yeah.
Us. Because if we can't unite,
can't get nothing done.
They can do whatever they want. But as soon as we unite, now we hold them accountable, and they don't want that. Our government too, right?
Yeah.
They can divide us, right? This stupid blue-red stuff, or the topic of the day, whatever, right? Or the person of the week, whoever the heck that is, right? But if they can divide us on that, See, yeah, I really don't. Yeah, that's just what I think. I think they're the purpose. I think their main job right now is to divide us. If they could just keep us
Mm-hmm.
divided, they could do whatever the heck they want up there. And by the time we figure it out, it's too late.
Too late. Yeah, the laws passed. The
Think
bills
about this.
been.
Think about this. They're separate. They're dividing us right now over a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
We I don't know if people know that we're actually divided over this.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
us being divided over weed. It's up to you if you smoke one. I don't care. I don't care. What? But they got us divided over it. We got literally people talking negatively about people who wear a mask or don't. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how did
Like, why is that a topic of conversation?
oh the unvaccinated people are hurting the vaccinated. If I'm vaccinated, why do I even care what anybody else did? Like, I'm vaccinated. Like, if the last people I should be able to catch anything from is them. Like, what? I don't even. Actually, I should be scared for the unvaccinated.
Mm.
If this is true, if everything they say is true, and they don't realize how much they contradict themselves.
Hmm.
But what's really sad is the society hasn't caught how much they contradict themselves, which creates the division.
Yeah. Another D word.
Another V word. There we go. But let's get back to discipline of the dollars, because here's my real belief. This is gonna sound so crazy. If we can get you financially free, you don't even care what's going on in this other stuff.
Mm.
You don't care who president, because it don't affect you. Get financially free. Yeah, it's gonna affect you tax wise, blah blah blah. But guess what? Hustlers like us, you increase the taxes, we just gonna go make some more.
Yep.
We ain't sitting around talking about, oh man, they raised our taxes. We just go out and make another 100 grand. We go out and make another $500,000. You ain't sitting around talking about, oh, they raised our taxes. Actually, we're the only ones that should be complaining about it. If you don't make no money, you don't even pay taxes.
Right.
Yeah, you pay sales tax because you spend it all.
Mm.
But income tax, most people don't even pay income tax. They get it all back in a return at the end of the year.
Right. It's crazy.
So can you imagine if we discipline our dollars and got financially free? And check this out. This is a really cool part. What if your children witness you doing that?
Oh yeah.
Don't hide it from them. Why do we hide tough stuff from our children? Are we trying to make pansies? Seriously. I'm a what am I? Generation X?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Generation X. Man, I talk about this stuff so much I get confused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm a Generation X. All right, which means my oldest is a millennial, right? And now we have the centennials on the scene too, right? Me, right? You know how the baby boomers complain about an extra generation,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think they forgot they created us. Okay, I'm an X. The millennials, we created them. They're our
Mm-hmm.
children. Now, here's the bad thing about my generation and the millennials. We have created products we wouldn't buy.
Mm.
Yeah. If I had a son, right, and now he's 28 years old, still living in my house and asking me for gas money, I created a product that I wouldn't even buy. My wife wouldn't buy that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had a daughter, which I do, right? I have daughters, right? But I had a daughter who couldn't cook, couldn't clean, couldn't go out and handle things for herself without a man. Couldn't. I created a product nobody would buy. Why would you buy that? No, seriously. I have friends, and I know their story of when them and their husband got together and blah blah blah, and how it was, and what made her get together with him, and what made him get together with her, blah blah blah. But now they have kids that are older than they were when they got together,
Mm.
and them kids can't find they couldn't bust a bubble. You created a product you wouldn't buy. Let me tell you why. Because you hid them from all the tough stuff. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
coach them through it. Even when y'all had disagreements. I ain't saying you're supposed to argue in front of your child. My wife and I don't do that, right? But after our disagreement and we come to some understanding and stuff like that, we coach her and talk to her about it. Actually, mostly my wife does, because
Mm-hmm.
her and Jesse are really close that way, and they can, right? But she breaks stuff down, and you'll be shocked of the insight my daughter gives back to her.
Mm.
There was a situation in my wife and I's marriage 10 years ago, we'll call it 11 years ago. And when our daughter found out about it about 4 years later, 4 years ago, rather, 4 years ago, she talked about how we responded to it and how we fixed it, how we cleaned ourselves up from it and came back from it, and literally came to me and said, Dad, I'm so proud of you
Mm.
for this. Now, mind you, Jessie was 12 at this time.
Wow.
But she was raised in an environment where, first of all, excuses don't matter. She was raised. Come on, you know our daughter. She was raised in an environment. You know, she's around millionaires and business people every day. They think different,
Mm-hmm.
right? They believe everything's their fault. It's just that environment we raised her in, right?
Yeah.
But also we don't try to hide stuff from her. She needs to know, right? Because I want her to be able to. Let's act like her husband, her future husband. His parents did not coach him. He did. My daughter will be able to coach him through the tough stuff they may have to go through together.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they're not breaking up and just walking out on each other. They're there to fight.
Yeah.
But not fight against each other, fight for each other.
That's good. I love that. I love that, especially when you talked about coaching your children through the tough stuff. Because that's something that I was talking to a friend of mine for way too long last night. We were on the phone for like 3.5 hours. And yeah. So anyway, but it was really good because we just talked about, some of the things that I'm doing as a mother and the things that I wanting to teach my children. But I'm
Yeah.
I'm like always preparing for not being here, right? Like I just need my children, and so like last week, my daughter's friend wanted to go to water country or something like that. Initially I said no. I ended up saying yes, but I'm like, no, we need to sit down and have a conversation about, right, like the reality of spending, right,
Mm-hmm.
without a plan, right, or spending frivolously.
True.
And when she got home that night, she was like tired, stuff like that. I'm like, no, we gonna right. And so we ended up talking about some different lessons, right? Like about diligence, right? When you're diligent, you can gain wealth, right? When you're prudent, you can have a fortune, right? And so there's things that you right. And I was like, it's my job to teach you these things to prepare you for when you get older, right? And just kind of show her that
Nice.
it's fine to want to do those things, but you need
Nice.
to prepare for them, right? And just starting to have those conversations because just like you said, I don't want her to grow up and be dependent on me, right? Like you need to be able to rely on yourself. And when
Nice.
I'm not around, you need to know who to rely on, right? Your creator, right? So having those kind of conversations with her at this age, because she's asking a lot of questions and things like that, but also I want her to understand that like discipline with your finances is important, right? And I was ready to like go get my budget and show, okay, this is the income that's coming in, these are the expenses that are going out, and this is what's left over, right? So when you want to go out to eat, it's coming out of this amount. When you want to go hang out with your friends or go to a park or right, it's coming out of this, right?
Wow.
What I have. But I think that's important. And she's at an age now and at 7, right? She recently had a birthday, right? So she's at an age now
Mm-hmm.
where she can understand that. She can do the math. We can do it together. But I think it's important to show her, right? Like I'm working towards being at a position, like you said, where I don't have to have a budget and I don't have to be as disciplined, but I'm
Right.
not there yet,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm intentional about investing in your future, right? You go to gymnastics, right? So like that's one of the expenses. Now we can cut that out and that frees up more money, but that's something that you enjoy doing. So you got to
Nice.
make choices, right? Are you going to continue with gymnastics or are you going to go hang out with your friends on the weekend? Like those immediate gratifications, right? It's teaching her those differences, right? You can gratify yourself now, or you can invest, right? Because gymnastics, she's been in it 3 years and she's never competed, right, up to this point. And so it'll probably be like another year before she gets to that point. But like you've been working on this for 4 years or 3 years so far, but you haven't had the opportunity to compete. But you've gotten stronger, you've gotten
Yep.
more skill set, right? All of those things
Nice.
take time. So just
She
being
putting
very
in she
intentional.
putting in her 10,000 hours. That's all it is.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We still got to work on her mental because sometimes she's not like
Yeah.
the most confident in. I'm
But
just like,
but she's
girl,
7. She's
yeah,
7. Heck, I'm 49. I still got to work on my mental.
absolutely. We all
Come
do.
on.
We all do.
We got to do it all the time. And it's all about what we put in us.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I was listening to Rick Warren earlier this week, during my workout yesterday, actually. And I remember him saying, he said, do you believe everything you read on TV, listen to on TV? No. Do you believe everything you read? No. You believe everything you hear on the news? No. He said, do you believe everything you read in the scriptures? Yes. Why do we spend more time in the things we don't believe
Mm.
than the things we believe? And that
That's
just
good.
hit me. It's like a punch in the gut. It's like, why did he have to say that, right? And it's so true. We listen to stuff that we don't, and what it ends up doing is it starts messing with us,
Mm-hmm.
right? We start seeing stuff, and next thing you know, we placed it on us. Oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. All right, who
Yeah.
told you that? So I always
Right.
got to tell myself, whose story is that? Mine or theirs?
Mm-hmm.
Whose story is that? Right? Whose story am I telling?
No, that's good. I
And I
like
believe
that.
it's the same with money, though.
Mm-hmm.
I believe money is a mindset so much. I really do. I don't think it's really about how much money you make. I think it's about how you think.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, I really do. You said something. Are you faithful? Are you disciplined with the little bit you have?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually biblical. If you can't be disciplined with little, how can you be disciplined with much? And a lot of people will make more money, and it's a fact of life, right? So you take a 25-year-old, and they're in a career. Fast forward to 45, they're in
Mm-hmm.
the same career. They make a lot more money than they did at 45. At least I pray they do. And if they don't, that's not a problem with their company. That's a problem with them.
Mm.
But at 45, they make a lot more. But how do they still live paycheck to paycheck? When they were 25, they were living paycheck to paycheck, and now they're living paycheck to paycheck at 45. Right? They just kept increasing their lifestyle as their income kept growing, which means
Mm-hmm.
they weren't disciplined with little. But I know one couple, they live off of one of their incomes, and they both make a good income.
Mm.
Yeah, their lifestyle is off of one income, and they save 100% of the rest.
Nice.
Is that crazy or what?
That's good discipline.
And that's not some business owner, somebody who makes, quarter mil, half a mil a year. Nope. And they live off of one income.
That's good. That's
That's
good.
inspiring. And that's why you see people like them, they can retire at 52.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal, right? Funny thing, they ain't even thinking about retiring. But they can.
It's nice to have options, right? And that's what discipline allows you to have, right? You get to
Yeah.
have options, right? You can do what you want to do versus what you have to do, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, because of a lack of discipline, we find ourselves in situations where we have to do it, right? We have to take this job or we have to do this work and we have to get this second job and, earn this extra income because we lack the discipline. And
Yep.
so simply by shifting, right, our mindset, shifting the way that we think about money and like we've talked about before, labeling it, putting the money to work,
Mm-hmm.
uh, assigning it a role.
Yep. Telling it
We
what
can,
to do.
yep, we can position ourselves so that down the road, right? Like you said, because discipline it's temporary, right? Like
It's temporary. It's only a couple of minutes. No big deal.
just set up. It's just like a system. Set up a system for success, right, with your
Yep.
money, right?
Yep.
So you put the system in place. It might need some tweaks in the beginning. It may take a little getting used to. You might, get off track here and there, but you just
Yeah.
keep going back to that system, and
Yep.
eventually that system becomes habitual to where I don't think about it, right? It's automatic,
Now,
and
I will
then
say this, though. in reference to that, just came to me. Right, you do have to reward yourself sometimes too. Right,
Absolutely.
and that's why a lot of times when I have clients who want to seriously get out of debt, we build them a debt snowball. You know all this stuff, right? But I try to build in, even in that getting out of debt, some celebration.
Mm-hmm.
So you paid off the Macy's card. Awesome, right? The balance was $810, whatever it was, right? Boom. Treat yourself to an ice cream, and then get back in it, right? And then you
Yeah.
paid off the something, no, the Home Depot card. And you had a $2,200 balance. And, all right, treat yourself to a burger and fries together, right? Go on a nice date, something, whatever, right? And the bigger the thing you kill, the bigger the reward.
Nice.
Same thing with going to Busch Gardens. Now, water country. Now our daughter, we have a year passes, so we can go to Busch Gardens, Kings Dominion anytime. Busch Gardens, water country. Busch Garden, water country. I don't
Yeah.
know which. We got them,
Yeah.
right?
Bush Yard
So
in
my
Water
daughter,
Country.
my daughter, my nephew, a bunch of her friends at her job, they all went to Busch Gardens today.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a ball. My wife was talking about she was gonna follow them up there. I don't know if she ever did, but um, but that's a reward. We allow ourselves to be rewarded with that.
That's
Right
good.
now, you got to budget that in. Make sure it's there. Right. Make sure it's right. I mean, at this point, it's no. But if you want to do something like that, plan it out.
Yeah.
Right now, at some point, I want you to get to a place where you ain't got to plan it out. It's Thursday. I want to go. All right, just freaking go then. Right.
Yeah.
But can we get to the place where it's no longer discipline? It's habitual financially.
Yeah.
Right. I just got off of in my fitness journey. You asked me some questions this week
Mm-hmm.
in reference to my spiritual and fitness goal.
Yeah. Faith and
Right?
fitness. Yep.
Faith and fitness goals, right? So I sent you my faith and fitness goals. But okay, so in my fitness goal, I want to drop some pounds, right? I'm feeling good how I look, but I want to go further, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do intermittent fasting. Well, guess what? One day a week, I do a 36-hour fast. So my first meal since Sunday was today at 1 o'clock.
Mm.
I just disciplined myself. Now I'm not gonna lie, my workout this morning was a little harder because I had nothing in the tank, but
Mm-hmm.
my body was pulling from the stores. It was pulling from the fat that I had already stored to get through the workout. Now, right now, that's discipline, right? Because over the last week and a half, I hadn't been intermittent fasting at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? So today it was the discipline, right? But over the next couple of weeks, it's gonna be a habit. Every Monday, I'm gonna either do a 24 or 36-hour fast, and then the rest of the week, I'm gonna do an 18-6 or a 16-8 fast. I eat differently. I drink a gallon of water. 128 ounces.
Good stuff. I'm working on my water. I think I'm on 4 bottles. So 32. I'm about half a gallon already.
I was drinking so much of it, my doctors told me I needed to add electrolytes. I was
Mm.
flushing the electrolytes out of my body. I don't even know how you do that. But I was drinking a gallon of water a day and was dehydrated.
Mm.
I think they're just practicing. Doctors, they just practicing. Right. But I did buy some stuff to start putting in my water. Only 1 bottle a day, but some type of electrolyte type thing. And you know me, I had to go find the one that's organic and no sugar. Right. But those are just disciplines. I tell you all that stuff not to impress you. It's just that these are disciplines. The funny thing is that when you start applying disciplines in one area of your life, you start applying disciplines in all areas of your life. And yeah,
Awesome.
you have off days. Yes, we all do. I promise you. Right? But you get back on track. You just course
Mm-hmm.
correct, get back on track. Right? If I decided to break my fast earlier than 18 hours or 36 or whatever, actually at 36 today, it got to 36. So actually I went 37. I wasn't hungry. I hadn't had anything since Sunday night, yet I wasn't hungry. So I could have went 48. I had a friend who wanted me to do a 48-hour fast with him. I said, absolutely not. But now thinking about it, I could have did it.
Yep, mind over matter.
I could have
Yeah.
did 48 with him. And it's so many health benefits to doing that too. Your body starts cleaning itself out. It's like taking the trash out.
Mm.
It's an incredible thing. But
Well,
that's mental.
yeah. Well, I'm at 24 unintentionally, but I'm at 24 hours.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. I was like this in college. My friends would be like, "What? Like, you don't eat, right?" Like, I just would go and be like, "Do I eat?" Just doing what has to be done, but
Nope,
drinking plenty of water.
I'm
So,
doing it on purpose. Also, I notice in my fast, I'm clearer. I get clearer. Cognitively, even my eyesight gets better. I need glasses. I've come to the realization I need glasses. And I got an appointment later this month or next month. It's coming up. I can't remember when it is. Right. But I noticed that when I fast, my eyesight slowly gets better. I don't need my readers as much. So I can read this. I don't have to do this either. It's not funny, Majida. You're not supposed to. I don't have to do. Yeah, so certain things in our lives, if we just get disciplined at, everything else starts falling in place too.
Yeah.
Right. And
Money.
it's all about order. The scriptures talk about order, right? And it's a simple thing. You ever clean out your closet? You ever clean a room that's been kind of junky? Don't you just feel amazing after that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Man, I clean out my closet. No, here's mine. I clean out from underneath the sink in my bathroom. I want to forgive everybody that ever done me wrong. I feel so good. Isn't that crazy?
No, it's true.
And the reason is, any movement towards order generates pleasure. Any movement towards order. So if you even get orderly, that's why people who meal prep, right? They have a different disposition in the way they move and act and operate. Just watch them. They're weird, but they're onto something. Because there's order in their life, at least in their meals. Right? The people who don't know what they're having for lunch, don't know where they're going, right? They spend 2 hours just trying to figure out what they want. Right? So how productive is that?
Yeah.
But the meal preppers, I'm not one. But the meal preppers, man, they generate order in an area of their life. So it makes them operate even better in other areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when the clothes come out the dryer, I fold them and put them away. Generates order. It creates pleasure for me. Right? Because now I know where my gym shorts are. I know where that t-shirt is.
Yeah.
My wife thinks I'm nuts. I'm not out of the house that much anymore, still in the Zoom world, if you will, a lot of appointments. But if I know I'm going somewhere, I got a speaking engagement, I got to do something, I got to be somewhere, right? I prepare my clothes the night before. I pull that shirt out, I pull that jacket out, I pull them slacks out, or those jeans. Now I'm wearing more jeans. Right? And believe it or not, you wake up differently when you pre-plan.
Oh yeah.
Hey, take your clothes out tonight, hang them up, right? I promise you get up differently. When I know I gotta meet my guy at the gym by 5:30, I get up differently. Especially if I wrote out what my workout's gonna be. Right? Tomorrow's back and by, right? So we're gonna do. And I write it out, right? He's gonna be mad because tomorrow we're doing 10 sets of 15 of one particular thing, and it's not gonna be funny. I'm not gonna like it either, but I like pushing myself.
Yeah.
That's what I did
No.
Monday, Sunday night. I wrote it out. I said I'm going to do 10 sets, bench press, 10 sets of 15. I still feel it.
Mm.
Then I went to another incline dumbbell, 5 sets of 12. Not fun. I still feel that in my shoulder now
Mm.
because I pre-planned. You wake up differently when you pre-plan. So can you imagine what that would look like if you discipline your money? That as it was
Mm.
coming in, you knew exactly where it was going.
Yep.
You, oh my God, you knew exactly where it was going. You knew exactly how much you was going to put in the savings account first. You knew exactly how much you was giving to the church. You knew exactly how much you were gonna. You set this aside so you can go take the kids to Chuck E. Cheese if you want to, or Jumping House, or whatever the things the kids do now. I don't know.
Yeah.
My baby's 16, right? So she wants to go to Starbucks. But what if you do that? Here's the cool thing with my baby. She pays for me now.
Mm.
Daddy, you want to go to Dunkin'? Dad, let's go to Dunkin'. Dad, let's go to Starbucks. I'm not a Starbucks fan, but she did come home with something pretty good the other day. But my baby paid for me now. Ooh, where she learned that?
No, that's been good. That's been good. So, hey, this has been the wait. I want to do it like Sesame Street. Today, today's show has been brought to you by the letter D and discipline and dollars and debt and division. Right, like all the D words today.
Oh, that was
And
too good.
trustfully, for those that have been listening, right, you'll share this with a friend. You got some value out of the conversation, and you'll find ways to be more disciplined. And if you need some help, as always, you can certainly reach out to John or myself. You know, we got our links there at the bottom
Yep.
where you can actually schedule a little time to get together with us and plan out, right, where to put your dollars, right, where to assign the role for your dollars so that you can reach your financial goals, right? We're talking about the ABCs of wealth. And so, in order to build wealth, right, you got to start with things like discipline. And
Yeah.
so, any final words, John, before we hop off here?
Hey, as usual, you're worth it. You're worth it. And all these tools that we give you, you're worth it. You can do it. We're not special. We're ordinary people doing extraordinary things. That's it. But you can do it too. So let's just get at it. And if you need our help, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Good deal. Well, y'all have a great week. We look forward to seeing you next week, where the letter of the week is E. So
Woo!
we looking forward to having a conversation, continuing this conversation on the ABCs of wealth, week 5 with the letter E. So I'm going to let y'all wait to hear what the topic's going to
That's
be.
right.
But, yeah.
You got to
Yeah, you got to tune in. So, hey, if you got some value out of this, share it with a friend, rewatch it, and definitely reach out to us. We'll be looking forward to connecting with you all soon.